cannot believe that you lost everything.
Believe it, it's nothing we would joke about.
You literally cashed in all the stocks.
Oh, boy, when I get my hands on that Dimitri Cassadine.
Edward, how could you be so foolish?
Monica, I am in no mood for lectures.
Oh, darling, please don't get excited. You'll end up in the hospital.
Yeah, I couldn't afford the room rates.
Look, there has to be some remaining money here.
Don't count on it.
You want to know what's left? There it is. Barely enough for bus fare home.
Oh, we can ride for free, dear. We're over 65.
That's right. Look on the bright side, Lila. We can spend our golden years bumming free rides on the public transit system.
And there's all kinds of benefits we can take advantage of. Free bingo on Thursday night, discount lunches at the senior recreation
Lila,
center.
why don't you just shoot me? It would take less time.
I am in total shock here. I mean it. But I'm going to tell you something. You have no one to blame but yourself. Sean and I both warned you what could happen.
I had no reason to believe what you were saying.
Well, that, my dear, is precisely why I'm divorcing you.
This is no time to talk about divorce. We have much more important matters to discuss.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'd better go and call Stella and tell her we'll be home for dinner.
Well, please, Lila. Now, nothing fancy. Maybe some macaroni and cheese or a free pizza.
Oh.
What are we going to do?
Well, I'll tell you one thing we're not going to do. We're not going to take this sitting down.
Well, Edward, that goes without saying. You're not going to have any furniture to sit on. How could you have done this to Lila?
I am going to get every last cent out of that Dimitri Cassadine.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I don't know. Every dog has his day. And mine is going to come when I drag that hound into court.
That was my favorite goddaughter.
Great! Today's like a holiday.
Oh? How's that?
I had a fun day at school, and Sean came to talk to my teachers, and he gave me a ride to the hospital to see the children in pediatrics, and now I get to see you.
Sounds like a perfect day. Probably couldn't get much better.
I didn't finish.
Oh.
Mommy's taking me shopping tonight to get some new summer clothes.
Isn't it a little early for that? Summer's still a long way away.
Women always shop a season ahead. It's the only way they could find anything in the stores.
Why, of course they should know that, Buzz.
I know it now.
Yeah,
That's fine. Have you seen your friends in pediatrics yet?
Not yet.
Well, why don't we get Amy to take you up there right now? You want it?
Okay.
All right.
Sweetie.
Thank you.
Get your paintings.
Amy, why don't you take a break and escort Robin here up to the 4th floor? She has apparently some artwork to show our friends in pediatrics.
I would be more than happy to do that.
Thanks, Amy.
Follow me.
Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sean. Bye, Buzz.
Sean, I'm glad you could stop by. I need the advice of another godfather, and Frisco's been very busy.
It's not about Robin, is it?
No. Matter of fact, it's about her mother. Anna's having difficulty balancing her job as police chief with the rest of her life.
Well, she has a pretty tough position. I know because I was in law enforcement myself. It's difficult keeping your personal life in the front burner.
You know, that's just it. Anna doesn't seem to have any personal life. She finds time for Robin, sure, but that's not enough.
Oh. Are you trying to tell me that Anna may need a man in her life?
Maybe I am.
Do you have anyone special in mind?
I don't know.
Are you romantically interested in Anna, Bud?
She's a damned attractive woman.
You know of any eligible bachelors that might be interested?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. Someone very close to me.
Really? You know, buddy, I envy you. Because if I wasn't involved right now, I'd give you a little competition.
We lost our capital. Monica is throwing us out on the street, all for a deal I didn't want to be part of in the first place.
Oh, come on. Don't give me that, Alan. You couldn't sell your stocks off fast enough. I could see dollar signs written all over your face.
How can you say that? I never trusted Dimitri Cassadine right from the beginning.
Well, at least we agree on something.
I have come to a decision.
Well, if it has anything to do with money, I don't want to hear it.
It won't cost anything, and it may bring us in some money.
Well, now you're talking.
I've decided to sell my jewelry.
I won't allow you to do that, Mother.
Hey, not so fast. Have you ever seen those rocks she has stashed away in the vault? I mean, this could be our version of Live Aid.
Look, Edward, how can you compare yourself to anybody who is really poor?
Oh, we're poor, believe me. And I, for one, don't intend to spend the rest of my life eating tuna fish and potato chip casseroles. Now, keep your wedding ring and sell everything else, Lila.
Lila, you really insist about this. I will buy your jewelry.
I'm going to call the broker. There's got to be a mistake.
I really doubt it, Ellen. I'm sure that Dimitri is more than delighted to have a fortune just dropped right in his lap.
Hello, this is Alan Quartermain. Listen, I want you to check on the information about Dimitri Cassadine. Listen, if you lost the amount of money that we are just losing on this, you'd expect verification of the information as well.
You tell that overpaid bank clerk to find my money.
Okay, fine. I'll talk to you later. He's going to call us later if he has some information.
Well, I have to get to the hospital. I'm sure, Edward, you could appreciate someone with a salaried position. Do I have any messages?
Hi. How do you like the latest piece in my new art collection?
It must have cost a fortune.
Didn't cost me a cent.
Well, it's very nice.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Trouble with a patient?
Worse, actually. Family.
Is everybody okay?
Well, physically, yes, they're fine. The Quartermains, however, have suffered a rather severe financial loss.
I'm sorry to hear that. Perhaps I should also be surprised at how concerned you seem. I thought you were divorcing Alan.
I am, Buzz, but because I'm ending a marriage doesn't mean that I sever all my ties with the family. I love Lila. I don't want to see her hurt.
Of course not.
I mean, I'm not a Quartermain by blood, but they've really been the only family I've ever known.
What about your own family?
I never knew them. I grew up in an orphanage. And the Quartermains were around when I really needed a family, and I just always felt like I was just a part of them.
No one would ever suggest you're not a true Quartermain.
Well, I don't know how true that is anymore.
Are you having second thoughts about leaving Alan?
No, I'm not, Buzz. I just hate to see it end like this with all the problems they're having.
Now, if the problems are really that bad, is there anything you can do about it?
I don't know. I have one idea, anyway.
What's that?
I'm going to call a friend of mine and see if he has any ideas to help him out. ICU code red. Dr. Krieger, ICU code red. I never...
Darling, is that better?
Oh, thank you, darling. I don't think this headache's going to let up until our broker calls us back.
I wonder what's keeping him so long.
He probably went out to lunch.
Yeah, why not? While he's enjoying a 3-martini lunch with what remains of my money, I'll be scrounging crackers off the top of coffee shop tables.
Oh, Edward, that's quite enough, dear.
Now, don't panic, darling. Hopefully, this is all just one great big mistake.
Well, I'm sure it is, dear. But I won't have you go around stealing crackers. The salt content of crackers exceeds the limit of your diet.
Yeah, that's fine, darling, but it's not going to be easy to slip a vegetable platter into my pocket.
Well, darling, at least we still have something.
What's that?
Family. We're all reasonably healthy, and we have each other. And with all that going for us, I don't think that being poor is going to be so bad.
Bite your tongue.
Well, at least you'll have more time to spend with me, dear.
Yeah, that's right. You could go on that long vacation you've been putting off.
Sure, your mother and I could tour the various poorhouses across the country.
Listen, I thought you said this was going to be all a mistake.
Well, I'm just trying to prepare myself for the worst. I mean, I don't happen to share your mother's Pollyanna point of view toward life.
Well, perhaps you should give it a shot, dear.
Yeah.
I bet it'll do great things for your blood pressure.
Well, maybe you're right. I don't know. How could we have lost an entire fortune overnight?
It wasn't overnight. It took us weeks to get rid of those assets. Monica was right. We were duped.
Now, just a moment. All the evidence pointed to the fact that Cassadine was a legitimate business force.
That's the broker, I'm sure. Hello? Yes, right. What took you so long? No. All of it? What do you mean?
Well, what's he saying?
Just a minute. It's worse than we thought. Cassadine has left the country with all our money.
Dear Lord.
What do you mean? Gone? Cassadine couldn't have left this country with that much money.